My name is Sandra Ellard, and I live in Greenbrier Valley of West Virginia. I actually live in Alderson, but Greenbrier Valley is the whole little southern area. What I do is I work for an organization called Right from the Start. To work for Right from the Start, you have to either be a registered nurse or a licensed social worker. And we work with pregnant women, prenatal, and babies up to a year old. It's a Medicaid-based program, and so we usually get our referrals from the doctors or from when they sign up for their Medicaid card. Hopefully we get them in the first trimester, and then follow their cases open until the baby is 2 months old, and then we follow this baby until the baby's a year old. Right from the Start started about 20 years ago, with one of the main goals is to decrease the number of premature births and low-weight birth babies in the state. Fortunately, West Virginia is very high in that list, and we still are, but we're making great strides with that. West Virginia is really unique, the whole Appalachian area of people. I moved here when I was 22. I grew up in Atlanta, and then after I got married, my husband's originally from here, so we moved here. And I just fell in love the first time I came here to the mountains and the people here. But Greenbrier County in itself is very unique that being the largest county, we have a huge variety of different kind of people. From the eastern end, where a huge part of the economy is dependent on a local well-known national resort, to the west end where there's coal mines. I'm impressed with the West Virginia people, and I think a lot of it has to do with generations after generation living here, being in sort of isolation in the mountains, having to have learned to depend upon themselves, upon their families. They become very, in some of the areas, very wary of strangers because of this. So we have to earn their trust when we go into their homes, and that can take a while. My coworkers, we get really good at finding groups to help us, and that's a huge extra part of your job. Medicaid, the program itself only pays for the medical care. So everything else that we're doing for our people, we're pretty much finding it on our own. And I'm not unique in that. I mean, we've got workers in every county all over the state, and we're doing really good work. So things like I do a diaper drive every year. A Mother's Day diaper drive, and we use the diapers obviously to help, but to get in the home too. That helps. You know, well, I'm going to bring you diapers. Will you let me come? And that works. Last year with the Christmas program, started working with that, just reaching out to all the different churches and clubs and organizations, trying to see who can help, maybe donate food, clothing, toys, things like that. Some people may need some furniture, and that's really a difficult thing, but I've got one coworker who's really unique at bartering things and getting furniture for people. We can't obviously promise, and well, my worker got me this and my worker got me that, and we can't ever promise anything, but we do the best we can, and we see who's got the greatest needs where, and have to figure out how to match the people up that want to help with the people that need the help. I do a lot of probably teaching with my clients on trying to help them become self-sufficient, trying to get the ones that can go finish school if they haven't finished. Some of them are interested in college, trying to help them if they have no idea where to start with that. So we help them set up with the local college or where they're wanting to do, help them, fill out Pell Grants and anything. So it's just a huge variety of stuff we do. It's probably, I consider, one of the best jobs in the world. It's really rewarding. The hardest part probably is when the baby turns a year old, you got to give them up. and of course, you've become part of their family. You've probably spent at least a year and a half with them and seeing them every couple of weeks or so. And so they've become very dependent on you too. And that can be hard. But it's really rewarding when you've closed a case and 3 months later they called because the baby started walking or something and they just wanted to tell you. I credit my wanting to help people probably to my upbringing with my parents. As long as I can remember, we had somebody living with us. They always took people in. whether it be cousins moving to the city to, after they got out of school, finding a job, and they would let them live with us until they got on their feet, to even, I can remember one family who was homeless on the streets of Atlanta with 3 small children, and they lived with us for several months until they got better off on their feet. So I really think I learned the beginnings of it there. I think my mom had a whole lot to do with my philosophy of life of always put yourself in somebody else's shoes and figure out how you think they feel and how you would want somebody to treat you, and never treat anybody, badly just because you can be there too. I was on disability, and my particular illness that I have, it's not like I can have a 9-to-5 job, office or a hospital job. I loved hospital nursing, but it's pretty demanding, and there's some days that I just couldn't work. And I actually had heard about this job maybe 10 years ago, and I always thought that would be the best job ever. And it just, at the time I was ready to go look for work, it came open. And it doesn't come open often because we love our job and we don't have high turnovers. So it was just a meant to be thing. I just felt like I'd be a perfect fit for it, and have loved every minute of it. When we close a case, they send out a little questionnaire form, and they can on there tell if they can just answer the questions if they want, and if they feel like adding more about that particular worker, they can, and if they actually even want to talk to the regional director about their worker, they can. I didn't even know, I've never even seen the survey, and I got a little letter in my box that my boss wanted to share something with me, so I went to her office, and one of my clients had called her and wanted to talk to her, and said just had mentioned that it was just like talking to my own mom, that I had helped them when nobody else was helping, because the baby was having a lot of problems with the formula, and the doctor wasn't listening, nobody was listening, and so I had to help get the baby on the right kind of formula, and just that she took the time that she actually wanted to talk to somebody about me, that meant a lot. Knowing my daughter, not surprised that she would do something like that. She's my best friend. So, and she has followed in my footsteps. I'm very, very proud that she's working on her master's in social work. And and I guess the whole thing of paying it forward, I've always taught her that to get out of our own problems, we help other people. This is what we do. This is how the world's supposed to be. We're all here to learn something. I think that if you, and I try to remind myself of this when I start to forget every few weeks on my way to a client's house, that I am not only there to help them, but I'm there to learn something from them. And if you meet everybody and realize that nobody's in your life by accident, everything's by design. And if you look at everybody like, what am I going to learn from them? And they naturally learn something from you too, but you don't think about that part. You think, what can they teach me? Then everybody wins. and that's what I think everybody should be doing in the world. If there's anybody out there that's been feeling down on themselves, down on their situation, to remember that you're going through whatever you're going through to learn something, and if you can take whatever you're learning and share it with somebody else, we all win. We all connect. We all help each other through things, and that there's always somebody or something that you can do. You have no idea the effect you can have on other people, and it's a ripple effect. You help one person, that goes off and helps somebody else, and it just keeps going and keeps going. And if everybody would look at their life this way, then imagine what a world we can have, what a country we can have, and maybe a lot of our problems will go away. Our website from my regional and my state director, anybody that's interested or knows anybody that would fit in our program, it's www.wvdhhr, that stands for West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources, /org/ right from the RFTS, right from the start. So that's important for anybody that thinks they could use our help.